First things first, Scream is my favorite movie, and as a big horror movie fan, it's an understatement to say I was really looking forward to the new Scream movie. I saw it as soon as it came out in the cinemas, and I was lucky to be among the first fans in the world to see it, since the cinema in my town premiered it on January the 13th. Even though the trailers and first reactions from fans and critics suggested that the new Scream is going to be good, it still took me by surprise just how entertaining it was and the level of filmmaking quality it delivered. It was so fun to see the old characters return to some old locations set in a different time and see how they changed just like the world did. And of course, there were some new faces as well and a new killer, or was it two again this time? If you haven't yet figured out that I'm going to talk about the fifth movie as well, now is the time for that spoiler alert. If you haven't yet watched the new installment, please come back to this video after you've seen it, but don't take too long because Scream 5 was really worth it. Amber and Richie. While I still stand by what I said before, that Scream 5 was really entertaining, it became slightly less so after the reveal. I felt like we have already seen the motivation behind these two before, just done in a better way. I had no connection with Amber whatsoever during the movie, it was like she wasn't even there until the reveal. I wanted her gone the moment I found out she was the one who killed Dewey. Richie, however, was too obvious of a choice. Even Dewey said so himself, that the love interest is always the ultimate suspect. He even kept on disappearing throughout the movie when Ghostface was attacking people, so I thought there is no way it is going to be this simple. So while the movie was great, the reveal felt like a disappointment. However, the two killers did make a lot of good points about the current state of creativity in the movie industry. Mrs. Loomis and Miki. Mrs. Loomis seeking revenge for her son's death was the perfect choice for the first sequel. That's one of the positive things for me about the second movie, the timing and the motivation of the second killer, or second pair of killers to be more precise. The first movie set a foundation for Mrs. Loomis, telling us how her leaving started a chain of events, and now it was time for her to come back, but with vengeance. Mrs. Loomis was not only a psychotic killer, but she was also a great mastermind, going through a makeover so she wouldn't get recognized, copying the first killing spree started by her son. Plus, during the killings, she made sure that she makes it look like everything pointed out to her partner, including trivial things like using her left hand while being right-handed. Her partner Miki had no personal motives, he was just a crazy person looking for fame, eventually wanting to get caught and go on trial. But Mrs. Loomis had other plans, which in addition to framing it all on him, included getting rid of him. Jill and Charlie. While most villains in Scream were doing it for their families, Jill didn't even care about hers. I will go as far as to say she was probably the most psychotic villain in Scream because of how far she was willing to go to get what she wanted. This is what made her a really entertaining villain, killing her mother, closest friends, hurting herself to the point of needing to be hospitalized. That's original Scream madness, which makes you fear for anyone close to her, friend or foe. Charlie was the safe choice because you always need that movie buff killer, which has been the essence of Scream from the very beginning. Billy and Stu. When it comes to partnership, Billy and Stu still remain the best pairing, and I have a feeling no one is going to take that place. While both of them are psychotic, Billy's seriousness and Stu's goofiness was the perfect combination for the way the entire franchise was written. Not trying to undermine Stu's contribution, but it was pretty obvious that Billy did most of the planning, and their legacy is still mentioned in Scream sequels even 25 years and 4 sequels later. With the two opposite personalities, Billy and Stu have been the most creative villains, even though their kill count was much smaller than in later sequels. Roman. In this case, my opinion is the same as with most of the fans. Scream 3 was not as witty and as gory as other sequels, considering all the changes it went through, but the reveal felt like the most personal out of all 5 movies. It was really unfair for the Scream franchise how this final project came to be after all the rewrites and toning down. I think Sidney having a half-brother who is trying to take back what he thought he lost really worked and made sense. Blood is definitely thicker than water, and family motives are always strong, so Roman's personal vendetta is something that could have worked in any of the sequels. But sometimes I wonder if this story was introduced too late in the game. We all have different preferences, and it's only human to prefer some things over others, so this list is my choice of favorite Scream villains. When it comes to Scream movies, I believe the backstory of the killer is even more important than reveal itself, which is what my list is all about. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you like Scream as much as I do, or the horror genre, subscribe for more content like this.